Hi, guys. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 173.
Hello.
With Jesper Dinason.
Yeah, tell me what. Lyft too, why don't you?
Your address is 1749 Maple Row.
Oh, that was my last address.
I know. That's the only one I know by heart. Thanks, guys, so much for
Tom and Janet and reviews and how-tos.
And for tuning in. Appreciate you guys so much. We got a lot to talk about tonight.
This is going to be my last episode of the year, you know?
Yeah? I'm sad about that.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Not really.
So, yeah, next week I'm taking off. I'm going to take 4 days in the sun.
That'll be nice. We're going to have Lifting with Larry on. I reached out to a couple other people, and Larry said yes, so we're golden. We're golden.
Gonna say, I don't think this is the first time he's the last episode of the year.
No, I don't think he is either. One of these days, I'm going to take a day off.
There you go. So that is pretty cool. So what are we going to talk about today, Jason?
I don't know. I'm looking at the rundown.
That's cool. Well, while you're doing that, I can talk to you about the website, which is, it's not like a new website. Go to gigeconomyshow.com. It did change a little bit recently, and you can find a lot more news there. But yeah, we are just trying up a new format, and please go there and sign up for our newsletter.
Yeah, I will try to get one out this month. I will have some extra time, so sign up for that. And then when you sign up for that, you get notified when the new episode drops, which if you're already a subscriber, you should know that because it comes out every Monday unless I'm tired. And then it might come out Monday afternoon. But I want to thank our Patreon members, Larry, Samson, Steve, Bud, Omar, Delivery Cats, Jamie, Frank, Joe, Nate, and John. Appreciate you guys so much. It's really important to what we do. It actually just makes us feel good, too. It's really not all the money, but the money does help pay a lot of the bills, and we do appreciate that a lot. Tom's soliciting women. I'm not sure why, but
well, he's like, there's no women, the Patreon members, and he's right.
I don't know if he's talking about Patreon members, but anyways,
that is true. That is true. Did I lose you?
Just waiting for you to do your spot.
Oh, I love it when Jason puts me on the spot. So. Anyways,
you gave me so much shit for not following it, and you're 0 for 2.
Well, I didn't know you put me on the spot again for that one. So anyways, please go to patreon.com/GeekCon podcast and sign up for supporting us. It is super important that you are, and honestly, it helps keep the show on the air. So thank you so much for that, guys. And please go and sign up for a Patreon. I would love to see a new Patreon tonight.
What we do offer free
cool.
trials, 7 days. You get a free trial to try everything out, and then before your card is charged. And then what do they offer? What do we offer, Jesper, for those fine people?
You get pre-show banter, right? You get pre-show banter, and then you get to listen to the show without ads. And then the other cool thing you get is, after I've been a $10 supporter, which is a unicorn supporter, unicorn ride, I guess we call him, then you get a piece of merch. You've been there for 3 months.
Yep. I don't think I owe anybody. Usually when Jesper does the ad, I can probably take this off, right?
Yeah, you can take it off.
Does the ad, I go in there and I'm like, fuck, I owe somebody a t-shirt. But I don't think, why is this comment not coming off?
Oh, I'll take it off.
Sorry. Jesus Christ.
We clicked on it.
It's only been fucking 17 years that we've been doing this thing.
Yeah.
And using StreamYard for half of it. Anyways, but it ends up finding out that I owe somebody a t-shirt. But I don't think I do, because I'm looking at the list and maybe Nate. No, I don't think it's Nate. Anyways, join the Patreon if you want to support us. We appreciate it. The Telegram group, that's a group for you where we can chatter to do when you're doing gig work, if you're getting bored on the road. I know there's a few.
How do you get to it?
Huh?
How do you get to the Telegram group?
Stop interrupting me.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to do my job, Jesper, and you're making it very difficult.
I'm in a special mood tonight.
Yeah, that's fine, but like, oh my God, you're gonna see a fucking domestic violence assault remotely on this page. Anyways, that's a place where you can go to connect with other gig workers around the country, around the world. I know a few run third shift, which is really nice if you are a third shift worker. But to get to that, download the Telegram app, and then the link is in our description, and you just click on that and you can join. And I recommend muting the chat because sometimes you can get a lot of messages and it can be annoying. So you can be a lurker if you want, but we would encourage you to participate if you want to. I think Steve sent some listeners over here or some viewers from his show, and I appreciate that, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
Stories from the road. I have none. So if you remember, let's reverse back to last week Wednesday. I'm like, I'm not going to work because Megan and I are going out, but she's feeling a little under the weather.
Right.
Well, I got sick too. And so
oh no.
I actually did do gig work Friday night. I went out and did Amazon Flex, and during that route, which I shouldn't have took, by the way, because the roads were trash, and I ended up trashing my car with dirt roads. Yeah. That's what Amazon Flex is. Like, you do rural area.
You didn't break it. You just got
it. Just
dirty.
Trashed it. Yeah. I didn't break it or anything. No.
Okay.
So during that, I started coughing, and then I got a fever. And so, we spent our anniversary weekend on the couch. Yeah, it wasn't fun at all. So that is my story from the road, but I will be going out this weekend. I am still a little under the weather. I don't know if you can hear it, but I guess a little bit of a stuffy nose still. And so that's what's going on. What's up, The Driven Dad? Check this guy's show out on YouTube. He does great content, him and his wife. They both drive Teslas, so it's a really good video channel. What am I, fucking 100? YouTube channel.
I actually still have that special attached to my YouTube, my Uber, the 10 rides for 110.
You do?
Yeah.
God dang it.
I actually have until the 11th to do it, and I get an extra $110.
So they keep extending it? The 11th
I just
what?
didn't look at it. I didn't look at it. It was always till the 11th.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you could only do it on the 29th.
That's what I saw first, but no, it's like one of the
okay,
couple weeks for it to finish it, but I won't be able to go out. We have too much stuff going on this weekend and leave Sunday morning. So yeah.
Oh, that's right. You are leaving. I'll give you that. He says it's on the reviews and how to says it's on the YouTube or it's on the internet. Just go to the internets, guys.
The internet.
God, we keep clicking the same damn thing.
I didn't click on it that time.
You did it?
I think you need a new mouse.
Oh,
you need a new mouse.
Oh, yeah, I do. All right, let's go.
The gig economy
let's
news.
Go.
So this is kind of exciting for this guy. This isn't really gig related, but it's it kind of applies to me a little bit. But new technology installed beneath Detroit street can charge electric vehicles as they drive. Now, who would have thought this would have been in Detroit, right? So I was excited. I'm like, oh, it kind of has a video. As I play it, it's literally no one talking, and they're just driving around. So, it's a new technology, belongs to Electron, an Israel-based developer of wireless charging solutions for electric vehicles. The company has contracts for similar roadways in Israel, Sweden, Italy, and Germany. And then let's go to Detroit. The pilot initiative in Michigan was announced in 2021 by Governor Gretchen Whitmer, which is very cool. She's very into this kind of stuff, which is super cool. So when a vehicle with a receiver nears the charging segment, the coils beneath the road transfer electricity through a magnetic field, charging the vehicle's battery. The coils only activate when a vehicle with a receiver passes over them.
That's cool. I saw, this is a couple of years ago, I saw, obviously, people are always playing with new types of roads, if you will. So somebody had came up with, I guess it was a panel, but you could kind of do a lot of them. So is it called an octagon? No, 6. What was that called? Not a pentagon, but a hexagon. Yeah. So they were hexagonal tiles, but they had They were all programmable. They had LEDs built into them, and they were also they were solar panels. So they were strong enough you could drive on them, obviously, but then you could just lay them down. You can connect them, and so the cool thing with them was they could actually code where the lines in the road would be.
Oh wow!
So if you put them in, you could make two, wide 2-lane road if you wanted to, or you could take it down to a 3-lane road. However you want, you could kind of do that coding because you could dynamically define the lines on the road right away.
Wow.
And you could, and you can make them white lines or yellow lines or whatever it is. If you had a whole stretch that was all these things,
that makes sense.
And then, of course, on warm areas, it could actually, as I said, it would produce power as well because there were also solar panels.
Okay. Huh. I love that new tech. The one thing the article doesn't say, which would be important to me, how much does it actually charge? Am I getting like, a hair's worth of energy from it? Because I don't know. It would have to be a longer distance. Although it did say if you were idling, which you wouldn't actually be idling, but I guess I don't know the definition of idle. I guess it's just sitting still, but I'm an idiot. But I'm just saying, it's not. In my head, idling, I just think of a gas car, but it says it would charge it then. But I just was curious on the speed. Obviously, I can look up what it is, but.
So my assumption would be, though, that it would have to be on much, much, much longer stretches, right? Because one of the things you've always said about your car ever since you got it was you tend to stay away from highway because it really takes down the battery. So wouldn't that kind of solve this problem if it would, even if it was just a tickle charge, whatever it is, as you are driving? Let's say you're 2 to 3 hours on the road, and envision a truck. Right. If this is a semi truck doing that, and it's able to charge a little bit, I mean, how much further this thing can stay on the road?
I think most people would be happy with break even.
Right.
So you drive 60 miles and you don't lose any energy and you get off on your exit and you're like, because there's literally no regeneration on the highway. Right. You're never using your brakes. You're never slowing down.
Correct.
So bumper.
So I think it's very interesting as all these new technologies are coming about.
Yeah, I think it's good. Oh man, I'm telling you, this cold weather. Well, it's not even that cold. I can't imagine if we were in 10-degree weather.
Yep.
I'm getting maybe 160 miles on a charge now, and I was getting 220, 230 in the summer.
It's interesting you're saying that because I was actually, when you said it last week, I was thinking about in Scandinavia, and so Norway is super cold, right?
Oh yeah.
But they introduced a while back. They introduced a special. It's also pretty expensive to drive a vehicle in all Scandinavia because they have so high taxes on vehicles. And so in Norway, they introduced a special tax credit if you bought an electric vehicle. So I want to say it's like every fourth vehicle in Norway is electric today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's a lot of them. Okay, but what they found was is it's actually mostly Teslas. Because Teslas last the best on cold.
Yeah, they've mastered keeping that battery warm. That's the issue. The battery gets cold.
Oh, so they're actually keeping the battery warm.
Yeah, there's a battery warmer on it.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's on a pad or if it's wrapped up or whatever, but that's why they're able to last a lot longer because it's like already preconditioned. You don't have to really worry about it.
Okay.
That's why they say to kind of warm up your electric car before you go while it's plugged in to kind of precondition the battery a little bit before you head out.
Well, that kind of makes sense. Hey, welcome, Francis. It's a pleasure to have you listen to the show.
I saw a picture on Facebook where somebody had just gotten a storm and he charges outside and I'm like, oh my gosh, he must get no battery life out of that thing. But we'll see this weekend. I kind of want to lean to Amazon Flex, but it's supposed to be wet this weekend, and I'm worried the roads are just going to be trash again. So right. I think I'm going to stick to rideshare. So we'll see how long it lasts before I have to go to a supercharger.
I'm gonna leave my rideshare vehicle at the airport for 4 days next week, so we'll see how that goes.
It'll be fine. I've done that before. Yeah,
I know
the driven dad Tony, he's in Colorado driving 2 Teslas, so I'm sure he knows much more about it than I do. But I know that they keep the battery warm, so that's a big bonus. But
yeah, no, it kind of is. So this next story we're gonna have here, it's a new interesting way of doing gig work.
Yeah,
I really liked it. So please pay attention. It's pretty cool what this guy is doing, and I must say, kind of happenstance how he got into it.
It's not an app, I'll tell you that right now. It could be. I got to shout out my wife. She's the one that shared this for me to play. I thought it was pretty funny. So here we go.
Yo, what is your job?
Well, I crash funerals on behalf of the deceased. I'm the Coffin confessor, and I tell those that were loved how much they were loved, and those my clients love to hate to fuck off.
So I want you to start from the start. How did you come across this?
No, it actually started as a joke. I just told a dying man I'd crash his funeral for him, and he took me up on the offer, and from that funeral it led to others. For instance, the first funeral that I crashed, Graham was on his deathbed. He was actually at home, but he had a best mate. His best mate was coming around and trying to screw his wife and patting her on the ass and putting his arm around her all the time. And Graham could see this from his bed, but he couldn't do anything because his best mate wouldn't even come down and see him or say anything.
No!
And Graham said in that letter, "You know, best mate of mine, been trying to screw my wife while I'm on my deathbed. You can go and fuck yourself and fuck off from my funeral. And if my brother, his wife, and their daughter are at this funeral, they can fuck off too, because I haven't seen them in 30 years. So why are they here now paying their respects?"
No, I love this.
The Coffin confessor. I love.
Would you ever be able to do that? I mean, could you just separate yourself and be like, all right, I'm just here to do a job, but then you see people like devastated, and then what if they come like attack you because they're mad or something? And like, hey, I'm paid for by the deceased.
So it's just like a dance gram, but instead of for the birthday, this is for the funeral.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea. I don't know if he's still doing it, but there's got to be something like that. They're singing telegrams, so just do that instead of,
right.
I don't know if I'd be able to do it, but I was sure as fuck would love to be there when somebody had got it done. That you'd never forget that funeral ever.
No.
You go to your third cousin's funeral and that happens, and you're like, I'm so glad I came to this funeral. I'm so glad I came to this funeral.
Celebrating life. Woo.
Right. So moving on, we don't have a lot of pictures tonight, but here's one of them. And it's so this guy, I think, is a scammer.
You think it's a scammer?
I think so. So we've all talked about an Uber. We just talked either last week or the week before. It's going to start verifying people a little bit, not allowing weird names, and stuff like that. But this happened on this is the Lyft app. Let me bring up the Reddit thing, because I love Reddit because the comments are usually like spot on. So
those are the fun ones.
So it says, why does Lyft allow this awkward, quiet 10-minute ride? And it's Andy is his name. Okay, nothing wrong with that as audio listeners. And then his little image icon or whatever says, "I'll suck your dick." And you're like, all right. And so it's just awkward. I don't know.
I know.
And the first question. So I'm sure Jesper knows about Reddit, but Reddit, everything is upvoted, and the best upvote gets the top of the comments. And the number one comment is, the bigger question is, why did you take the ride?
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. It's like, yeah, that one is an immediate cancel.
Yeah. It's like, comment number 3, that should be comment number 1, says, takes getting a tip to a whole new level.
Maybe he was hoping for something.
Another comment. So how was it?
Exactly.
And then one of the other comments says, seems to me Andy is fishing for that driver that will let him. I don't know. It's like, that's so weird. But
I mean, I guess let's on a real note. I mean, if he's not fishing for that, he's obviously fishing for some kind of a discussion or conversation, and that's just dumb too, right? I mean,
yeah,
purpose.
Yeah, what do you say? Like, hey, so I see that you have this on there. It's already awkward. I just wouldn't say anything.
But how many people do you have? Do you have the reference in your profile?
Me?
Yeah.
I would say 1 in 100. No, that's maybe maybe 1 in 50 rides. We'll be like, I see you're a school bus driver or a podcaster.
Oh, okay. I have quite a lot of people who references like that I'm from Denmark. So that's pretty cool. I think that they look at that. Yep.
So most people probably listen to or look at it for me, but that's just yours is more unique because you're from Denmark.
Sure.
So they probably bring it up. But yeah.
I can see that.
What if someone
Ooh.
changed his pic as a prank? I got you.
His picture as a prank. I don't know if you can that though, because you still have to get approved, and that's the big difference here. Is how did it get approved? How did it get past the system? Right. I mean, that's the thing.
Or I mean, us boomers over here. I mean, is it Photoshop? I don't think it is, but you could just never tell on the internet if someone just made that up. But
it's definitely getting harder, right? So. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you so much, Steve. These fucking comments. Andy has sucked at least 10 dicks in the past 7 days. Can't wait till the review comes in. Why? Everyone is so funny. Okay, that was great. What do we got?
So this next one here is actually interesting, and whether or not it's really true, I don't know, but the storyline goes, we're making 6 figures. A Las Vegas family drives for Uber to pay for holiday gift, and it's the grandma, which I don't think she's that old.
You know, Jesper, I'll say I did try to find a video on it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So
that's fine. I'll read the story. The story is from KTNV Las Vegas, ABC 13 Las Vegas local station. So as I said, it's the grandma, and I'm assuming she's probably in her 40s, late 40s. She's not that old by any means. And then her daughter and son-in-law, or son and daughter-in-law, whatever. And basically she started driving first, and then she talked her son and daughter into driving as well. And her son and daughter is together driving and making over 6 figures. They say they each make $5,000 a month when they drive full time for Uber, which I think is great if it's actually the truth.
No, they clear $5,000 by them together, not each.
No, they must, because if you do the math, if they only do $5,000, that's only $60,000 a year.
Oh, you're right. I'm a dumbass.
So it must be that they're doing each, because I read the same thing, but for it to be more than 6 figures, they have to each do $5,000 a year, a month.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
Either way, long story short, I think it's great if they are, and definitely it's possible. But it's getting harder and harder to do that, and you definitely have to drive smart. And we know that both of them are driving in those times where, they have to be driving to the bar, they have to be driving all the way through the weekend, that, and some of the smart times during the week as well. So, but anyways, just real quick, when Emily Rogers started driving for Uber 2 years ago, she didn't realize just how much she would enjoy it. She works at the U.S. Postal Service, and she says she was looking for supplemental income. Gas went up, apartment prices went up, cars went up, blah, 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 all that stuff. Now she says the app has an essential way to pay for basic needs, and said it will help her with holiday gift shopping. If I drive during the holidays, I can easily add a couple $100 a week. So that not only helps myself, but it helps me get stuff for my grandson who was born last year. So, and then she goes on to talk about her son and daughter-in-law as well, and how they are now also driving full time. And as I said, I think it is interesting and definitely possible, but a lot of work though. To do that, I think you have to drive more than 40 hours. Don't you think, Jason?
Yeah, I'd be curious. I know Wade, that's my other friend. Gabe has been grinding doing rideshare. I'd be curious how much, because I've seen some of his screenshots, and it's $1,500 to $2,000, and I don't know if that's all rideshare, but I think you could probably do it, but is
that a week?
Yeah, but that's
per week. Yep.
40 plus hours. I mean,
sure.
And I think Gabe's in a better market. He's in the Ann Arbor market, which is, it's wealthy.
Right.
It's probably the richest in the area or in the state, but yeah, they're probably doing a lot. I'm not sure how she's doing that and working at the post office.
Oh no, so she's just doing a couple $100 a week.
Oh.
next to the post office. Her son and daughter-in-law is doing it full time.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Yeah.
So that's how that was doing it. So I think it's cool. I think they are driving obviously in Las Vegas, so that probably ties into it.
Yes.
And that it's a different market, and obviously they take it serious. They know what they're doing and all that stuff. So I think it's definitely positive, and I think it's good for us to see these positive stories coming out of Uber and the fact that it is possible for you to make a living on it. But unfortunately, I do think it's more and more going to be it's not going to be the rule where people are really seeing that.
I don't understand why people want to do, like, I love having variety. I mean, I don't like a lot of change, but I still like, I'm tired of rideshare, I'm going to go do something else. I don't understand people that lock themselves into, like, working at a factory for 35, 40 years. Like, go do something else. Go do deliveries. Like, broaden your horizon. I don't know. It just kind of popped into my head.
I mean, the one thing definitely that I would say for this couple here is that if it is your full-time income, you want to get more apps in your basket, and don't just Uber, because what happens when you get deactivated?
Yeah. And you also, you should always be like double dipping with Lyft and Uber anyways. Like, check what Lyft's offering you this week. Check what Uber is. Whatever's a better deal. I mean, once you get smart enough to know the program, you just figure it out and be like, okay, this week is Lyft, but let's talk about our did you look at yours by chance while I bring mine up?
I did not. No, don't bring yours up. Dun, dun.
You fucker. Let's see. Where did I put them? Oh, here they are. Stop. Where are you? You need to get laid. Okay. Not by me either. My quest this weekend, 60 rides for 70 or 50 trips for 55. And then the 60 trips for 70, if you do 10 more, it gives you 35, or 20 more, it gives you 50. So not very good.
I don't have any Lyft reward at all.
No.
And my Uber opportunity is
what?
Because
60 for 70 is like $1.
Yeah, that's what I
penny.
have. 60 for 70 or 50 for 55.
Yep, that's what I have. My Lyft one is $30. For 40 rides, you get $30. So it's pretty bad, but
I still have my week quest that has to be finished by the 11th for 10 trips. Take 10 trips and get an extra $110.
Yeah. I think it's not just our area. I think it's just the times, I guess. I don't know. I don't ever remember it getting so bad around Christmas, but I could be wrong.
So, I mean, that is what they kind of bring up in the article we just talked about, is they started driving, for the holidays to make a little extra money. And you see that a lot, I think, in these times. And unfortunately, that obviously makes it worse for everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
but,
especially people that are doing it for full time. And I don't know. I don't know if a full time is for everybody. You just really got to know what the fuck you're doing.
Yes.
I mean, if you don't, if you're just gonna fuck around and throw the app on, like you're in some serious shit.
Well, you're just gonna you're gonna lose more money than what it's worth.
And
Absolutely.
Like, how long is it gonna take before you figure that out?
So where do you go to learn how to do Uber and Lyft?
Fuck if I know.
GigEconomyShow.com. Come on.
Oh, sorry. No, listen to this podcast. It's so professional. All right, moving on.
I thought I really laid it up well for you there. And
yeah,
fuck
you
if
did.
I know.
I was reading the article. I was pre-reading my article that's coming up. We actually had this on for last week and put it in the title and didn't talk about it. That's how professional we are. So this is kind of a bait and switch on this title, which, whatever, a lot of them are, but it says Tesla launches rideshare program in major city that will cost riders only $2 a ride. Here's how the company pulled it off. Dash, which stands for Downtown Area Shared Hubs, debuted in Tampa, Florida on October 12th. Unlike other rideshare apps like Uber or Lyft, Dash doesn't take people directly to their location. Instead, there are more than 20 hubs throughout the seven downtown Tampa neighborhoods. Each vehicle is bright yellow Tesla Model Y that will take riders from one hub to another with a capacity of 4 riders at $2 a piece. So when you kind of read the article, you're like, oh, is Tesla starting a rideshare company? But obviously they're not. I mean, the price isn't bad. I mean, if you're going to a certain area, but I don't know if I want to ride with everybody. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a shared ride, but
Hey, he's gonna say, yeah. What was it? Uber used to be called. They had a service for that.
well, they still do, but they called it.
I thought they got rid of it from COVID.
Well, they did, but they brought it back. Yeah, you want to find out about the gig economy, and you don't even know fucking Uber shared rides is back. Don't go to our website. Go to YouPorn.
Go to what?
YouPorn.
YouPorn.
I don't know what it's called now. We don't have it anymore. I think it's just called Uber Share. What the fuck did it used to be called?
No, it's not called Uber Share.
Yes, somebody help me out. Tyler, help me out. Driven Dad, he probably knows. Top Uber is 90 rides for $570. No, that's not your quest, is it? 90 rides for $570. That's your bonus? Jesus Christ. Oh, Uber Pool. Thank you, Tony. Fuck.
Thank you.
How did we not? Yeah, see, Uber shares, Uber X shares, shared. How did I forget pool? That's the perfect name for it. A pool, a cesspool. That's the quest. So you do 90. Sorry.
So it came back. I had to ask, right? So it got completely removed before COVID,
obviously,
and it came back. It's coming back. This article says it's coming back. This is from June in 2022. It comes back on the Uber as Uber X Share.
Yeah, that's what Tony said. But I mean, you can't unclick it. It's not a separate box. So it's Uber X Share. That's what it is. So you get them, they come in, you get notifications. You can decline them, but you can't filter them out. So you'd have to use Maximo or something like that to automatically decline them. So it's not like it's like you can do Uber X or you can do Uber Share.
Right. Uber Share.
Oh, Francis. So anyways, yeah, Tesla's doing some shit in Austin and whatever. What aren't they not doing? Speaking of Teslas, you don't need one when you go to no, I don't know. RMI Inspections, one of our sponsors. You can get that done for $19. Get your car inspected. I just got the plates, new plates on the Pilot for my daughter. I thought maybe I should get it inspected just in case my car goes down. I don't think it will, but if I needed one because that thing's old as balls, you go to our description, click on the link, and what is it, like 20-30 minutes, you get an inspection. If you don't pass, which you should pass, you don't pay.
Right.
It's super convenient. You don't have to go to Bell Tire or anywhere else. And like I always say, though, if you know your car's fucked up, like, they're not going to pass you, and you should go to a mechanic anyways. But I hate when you have this little stuff, and I've been there before, not with Bell Tire, but other mechanics, and they're like, yeah, you need to fix this, you need this fixed, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so RMI Inspections, we can't thank them enough for supporting us in the Gig Economy podcast. Oh, man.
And for being here to help us drivers.
I know. I am been so stuffy, right? And so I actually went to the pharmacy and got the good decongestant.
Okay.
It has dried me out so bad. I'm constantly thirsty. It's like I'm smoking weed all day and I have cotton mouth. It's so bad. And now that I'm talking a lot during the show, I'm just like,
cotton mouth.
I know. It's so bad.
Well, while you're doing that, I will talk about our next story, which is another Reddit. And the headline goes, kicked someone out, forgot his phone in my car. So I kicked somebody out and the idiot forgot his phone in my car. So I'm driving this guy and this woman the rider's under her name, and I always ask the rider what music they want. We'll come back to that because there's some interesting things about that. He asked for David Guetta, which I have no idea who that is. So I played the music on Spotify, and he lost his shit when he didn't recognize his music. So I changed it. He then told me I probably don't have a girlfriend, so I just kept quiet so I wouldn't lose it. He asked me a question that I didn't answer and stated, I'm just trying to focus on the ride. He ended up swearing at me saying there's a fucking GPS. You don't need to do anything. So I pulled over and kicked him out and the woman out. Dumbass forgot his phone. About to ask for $100 to give it back. I'll call the other woman on his phone and start some shit. So the number one thing that people are saying is, wait, people actually ask the rider what music they want to hear when they get into the car?
I know. Like, who does that?
I do.
Do you?
I give them the option. I mean, right now I have that what's it called?
Spotify or Sirius Satellite?
Sirius XM, yeah. And so if they want to change it, I usually just leave it on that one good channel.
Yeah.
Which just moved to channel 6. But anyways, but if they want to change it, I don't care. They can do that. That's fine. I used to have that tablet thing which people loved.
Yeah.
So.
I'm curious. I think Octopus, which we'll talk about later, the tablet that entertains people with trivia and stuff like that. I think they're going to bring that feature. I don't want them to, because I already have enough connected to my car. Like I don't, right. and I honestly I don't ask people what they want to hear. You're gonna. I think a lot of people do this, but I'm probably gonna say it out loud. I look at who they are and what they look like, and I take that back. I have a few staple stations. I'm never going to turn it to country. So, like, if you got a cowboy hat on, you're not getting country. You're getting...
get out of my car.
You're probably getting pop rocks. I don't mind country, but, like, I don't even know what country... I don't even know, like... He's a young guy. Does he like young country? Like, I don't even know. So, but no, I mean, and just because it's a black person, I don't turn on like hardcore rap, but like,
no,
the Pop 2K has a lot of old classic hip hop songs. So I always turn that on just because, but it is funny when you get young black people in there and you turn that on, they don't fucking know any of that shit. It's the same thing, if the music I grew up with, they're like, they don't know what the fuck this is. But no, I never ask. And I used to early in the Uber days, people would ask to, we always tease me about the aux cord and stuff.
Yeah,
dude, I have not had anyone ask for music or an aux cord in such a long time.
I know people don't ask about the aux cord anymore. It's like,
I don't know why. Maybe because so many riders just were like, nope, not gonna do it. Or so many drivers, sorry. And people got used to it.
Yeah, I had somebody actually ask me if they can connect their phone to my Android Auto. So, no, you can't. No.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Get out of here. I'm not going to connect your phone to my Bluetooth or whatever. No.
Tyler says, bro country 24/7. Tony says, more mid-40s women ask me for hardcore rap. So what, like hardcore rap, like the new hardcore rap or like old stuff? I tell him Elon hates auxiliary. Yeah. He doesn't want any chords in here. He wants a clean finish. That's hilarious.
Yep.
But yeah, nope, you're not getting... I mean, if I'm vibing with somebody and they're like, yeah, can you turn it to something like this? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll try. But if you're going to walk in and just say, hey. But all right, a couple more things. So it says, why older Americans are ditching retirement for Uber and Lyft. So it's very full of a lot of content. But, I mean, obviously, I think we know why, right? They retired due to COVID and health concerns, and then they realize, ooh, I might not be ready to retire yet. Which I think the gig economy for somebody that does this, that's semi-retired or retired, I think it's great, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it gives them an opportunity to earn more money and not just be like, Because some people, once they retire, they don't really have a retirement. Let's say, and Social Security is not enough, and they do let you earn a certain amount on Social Security before they start taking it away. So this is a great way for somebody that they're not going to walk into a workplace at 65, 70 years old. Who's going to fucking hire them?
Well, but the other thing too, it's also a social aspect for them, right? Because a lot of the people, they will just sit on their asses at home and do nothing. This gives them a purpose.
Yeah, that's actually good. I think that's the second advantage too. But, a lot of people, so I'm going to read a couple of stories. Wesley, a San Francisco Uber driver in his mid-60s, said that he's semi-retired and still drives roughly 40 hours a week for Uber for additional income. He brought in $50K, but these earnings didn't account for his gas insurance, vehicle maintenance expense, which lowers his take-home profits. So this is where people I'm like, ugh. These extra expenses are why Johnson has been driving an electric vehicle through an Uber partnership with Hertz. Johnson thinks driving an EV will save him money on gas and maintenance expenses and make his gig work more profitable in the long run. Not renting from Uber, it won't.
No.
I mean, he is driving roughly 40 hours, but what is it, $300 to $400 a week? But a guy like that, he's in his mid-60s. He probably, I'm going to speculate that he has decent credit. Like, go buy an EV. Yeah. Go buy one. Don't fucking rent one.
But how? So that the other side of that though is, and again, I'm the same way. I don't want to rent it, right? But how much is it going to cost to buy one? How much what would your payment be if you buy a Tesla?
It all depends. I'll tell you what my payment is, and I put zero money down. And right now, the interest rate is insane. It's 8%. So my payment on a $37,000 car is $590 a month.
Right.
But that's a month. It's not
$300
to $400 a week. You know what I mean?
True.
So It's always going to be a better bet to buy. Although you do get roadside assistance. You don't have to deal with any of the maintenance or anything if there's any issues, tires, whatever.
But that's not that expensive.
No, it's not.
I can buy that extra for an extra $50 a month.
Yeah, no. It's so not worth it. You got I get if you we have somebody in our community that does do it. He doesn't rent a Tesla, but he does rent another car. I get it. If this works for you, go for it. If you're willing to put in the hours and figure it out, I totally get it. But I think an EV will save a gig worker in the long run, but not renting it.
Right.
Personally, I know this wasn't really about an EV, but we finally we always find a way to get on that. But Tesla tires are expensive. Yeah, I'm sure they are. Rotating is probably pretty important. But yeah, we can go through all the stories, but I just like that it's such a great opportunity for the elderly to keep busy socially and to make a little money without having to worry about a boss and be because there's age discrimination. There totally is.
Oh, absolutely.
Where are you going to walk into a Verizon store and sell phones? You're 65. You shouldn't have to go be a greeter at Walmart.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is a physical thing for them that's not hard for them to do. So a lot of them have disabilities. I think it's great. I think more old people should take advantage of that if they want to. So.
Oh, I agree.
Okay.
I agree 100%. This next story here, you didn't happen to grab.
I know. We should just skip it. It because there's no picture. But basically, here, I'll do it real quick. Uber has their robots to deliver food. They dress them up as reindeer. Although there was a little bit more to that, wasn't there?
Well, yeah, but
hold on.
They're talking about their the fleet of charter buses too. You can rent in some areas and stuff like that. It's just
just do it. I didn't realize
a little bit so it's just a little bit of a fun story. So basically, Uber is rolling out robots dressed as reindeer and a festive fleet of karaoke charter buses decked out with lights. Driving the news, San Francisco-based company announced a bundle of holiday products today, including a new store pickup program launching in more than 1,700 cities and towns across the country. So basically, all their robots in some of the major cities, they're putting red noses on them and antler. So that's kind of fun for their Uber Eats delivery robots. And then if you're in the market to rent a minibus, not a minibus, but a party bus, anything like that, you can in Miami, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, you can rent one of their festive fleet by Uber Charter.
They're taking over everything.
Oh yeah,
like they're doing fucking
why wouldn't
everything.
They have the platform. Why wouldn't
I know.
Right.
It's just like, good God.
It's the same as Amazon. What was it I told you last week, that Amazon is now the biggest delivery partner in America.
Yeah.
They are bigger than UPS and FedEx and all of them. They are the biggest.
It's crazy.
So then the last thing of the story real quick is that they are extended their Uber store pickup program, or picking that back up. So this is the same program as you can use. So they're using in some markets, so you can get them to deliver take your product back. You can now use that to also buy product, getting picked up from the store.
You know what's frustrating about a lot of these features? I like that. I think I would like to do that. And they always just do the bigger cities. Like, why can't they just do it in a Grand Rapids?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just turn it on. Let us do it. Like, what infrastructure do you absolutely need? I mean, the Staples in Grand Rapids is the same as the Staples in California and the same as in Austin. I mean, with some changes here and there, but I just wish they would do that around us too. You know what I mean? Like, we miss out on some of the cool stuff. So yeah, Amazon is delivering cars next year. If this is successful, it's gonna go. You're gonna see all these companies do it. Like, it's gonna be gone. You're not gonna have to go to a sales room anymore. Like, it's just, they're literally gonna be delivered to your house.
But you don't right? I mean, absolutely.
And do they take free returns? Do I just have to drop it off at Kohl's?
Well, so you can't do it at Kohl's anymore.
Yeah, you can. I don't know why you say that. My wife just returned something today at Kohl's.
Well, there used to be Kohl's on Alpine, but they don't do that anymore. They removed that, so now it's
I was gonna say, well, maybe it's just that Kohl's, because
it could be. So just up the street from Kohl's on Alpine, there is a UPS store, and you can take a fleet back there. So.
You know, another place that's popped up for us is Staples. I feel like these companies are just grasping at things to survive, and they're like, hey, If we can get people in the door, maybe they'll buy something.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's no doubt that the retail model is changing.
The coupon that Staples gave me was actually really good. It was $10 off a $30 purchase.
But what are you going to buy?
Exactly, but I'm just saying it was a third of a discount off. You know what I mean? Like, it's
oh yeah,
it's a really good discount. Tom's back, everyone, just in case you were worried.
Welcome back, Tom. Welcome back.
All right, moving on. So Uber, DoorDash forced to pay up big due to the new rule. Unfortunately, Uber, DoorDash, and Grubhub will face massive financial implications after the companies were unsuccessful in a bid to block a new minimum pay rule in New York. The company's attempt to overturn the rule were rejected by state appeals court, blah, blah, blah. The new rule requires the companies to pay their delivery drivers a minimum of $17.96 per hour under the new rule, or a rate of 50 cents per mile. Yeah, dang. Where was I reading something else? Oh, there are about 60,000 app delivery workers in the city, though they only receive about $11 per hour after tips and other expenses, which is less than $15 the minimum wage in the city, according to Bloomberg. But $11 an hour? I mean, that can't be right, can it?
I think it can, because there's too many idiots taking all the stupid rides.
Well, and then, like, how do they calculate expenses? Is it just an average? Because my expense might be way less. I mean, I went and, I got the Pilot. I washed it today. I cleaned it out. I, did everything for Avery because her birthday's coming up in a couple weeks. And I went and got gas in it and put $46 in there. I'm like, I can't fucking imagine that. I used to do this like every other day. When, you know what I mean? When I was working like all the time, and I'm like, I hadn't put gas in a car in so long, and it was just like, oh, holy cow. But anyways, I digress. The expenses is, what are they basing that on? Like the average cost of gas and those kind of things? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. So if you just saw, I don't know if you saw or not, but so Francis was just asking, is it true I put it up again. Is it true that gig workers value flexibility most in their roles? I don't know that I think that is the truth for me. I mean, I like it, but
It's the truth for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the flexibility. If they I think I would be done with gig work if all of a sudden it said, "Yep, you have to schedule these hours." I don't mind doing it periodically.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
I think that's what he's talking about. I don't mind like doing a flex route from like 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's okay.
Oh, but it's still because it's still your choice to do it.
Exactly. If they say I can only drive Uber from noon to 4, and that's the only time you get, like that doesn't work for my schedule. You know what I mean?
No. But also, Uber wouldn't be interesting for you then at all if no matter what timing they would give you.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not flexible.
Right. I want to be able to go out whenever I want to.
Yeah, exactly. And if I want to go out and spin my wheels and not make any money, well, fucking let me. Like, what do you care? So that's why Jesper and I always push so hard to be independent contractors, because I'm worried over time as all these government things come in place, they're going to be like, well, yeah, sorry, you can't go online. We have too many drivers, which they've talked about in certain areas. Sorry. Right. And it's like, no, just fucking let me go online and let me work when I want to work, but
exactly. So this next story is kind of scary, if you will. Well, it is. And so just listen to this. The headline goes, "You put my life in danger. Woman jumps out of vehicle." This is in Pennsylvania. A woman is sharing a frightening ordeal after she said an Uber driver hit a car and fled the scene, all with her in the back seat.
Seems fun.
The young woman, Kiara,
I said, that seems fun.
I know. The young woman, Kiara, said she begged her driver to stop after hitting the other vehicle, but when he didn't, she feared for her own life. That's when she jumped out along a busy stretch of highway into traffic. So crazy. So crazy that Kira said she ordered the Uber from Washington, Pennsylvania to Pittsburgh. It's a roughly 40-minute drive. She explained that things were going smoothly until just before 1 a.m. So I think this was the first giveaway for me, 1 a.m. This is the middle of the night.
Yeah. When
the driver missed her exit along the Interstate 79 near Robinson. So this is what he does. He's on the interstate. He put it in reverse to get back onto the exit.
Oh, my God.
State police confirmed that's when the Uber driver, identified as something Gu Cristiano, rammed into another vehicle, causing it to roll over. But instead of stopping, he kept going, with Chiara still in the backseat, begging him to pull over. Can you imagine this?
That would be scary.
Oh my gosh. I kept saying, please stop. Just please stop the car. I want to get out. I asked several times. And at that point, he had to just jump out. She said, after she jumped out, the Uber driver finally stopped, and Kiara grabbed her cell phone and called for help. Unfortunately, she endured several serious friction burns and had to be taken to the hospital because, of course, she jumped out of the car.
Yeah.
Now she wants accountability from not only the driver, but the company. It's hard to contact for help on the Uber app. I feel like there should be some type of emergency button, she explained.
Isn't there an emergency button? I guess I haven't driven or I haven't ridden it in a while. Isn't there like a big button right on the front of it?
I don't know, but I want to say I thought there used to be a 911 button or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to start a ride. I mean, I can open the Rider app, but I think you have to start a ride. But I'm pretty sure it's the same one that we have, because we have one when we're taking rides too.
So no charge has been filed, but Uber confirmed that they are working with police to help with the investigation. And hopefully that guy has been deactivated.
Oh, I'm sure he has. So the last one I want to talk about real quick, I thought it was interesting because we've all talked about the Uber Eats and how much they take and stuff. This was kind of a good article about a local company, so I'll try to breeze through it real quick. But the Buttermilk Drop does more morning business than nearly anyone else in the city's Uber Eats. Its owner says people hit the order button nonstop every morning buying all this food. The iconic family-owned eatery on I'm not pronouncing that street, in the 7th Ward has been around since 2008. 7 years ago, they began doing online orders. The restaurant's overall operations now rely on the daily online breakfast, which usually totals about $5,000 a week. See, this is the problem with getting used to this kind of stuff with technology, right? People pay an order with a click, it goes to the Uber Eats system, and they get it delivered. Or it did till last week. 1 week ago, last Monday, the weakness of the Uber Eats online system became clear when manager Tiffany London noticed that there were missing a week's worth of payments from Uber Eats system, which typically takes its cut and then deposits the rest each week into a vendor's account. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I felt like it was like a what do they say? Term 30 or term 45 days or something. I felt like it would have been something like that. You know, you got 30 days and then you submit an invoice, blah, blah, blah. But looks like it's as automatic as what it is for us.
Yeah, and I would say why else would a vendor do it? I mean,
yeah, true.
I'm not going to wait 30 days to get my money.
Yeah, after you put out all this product. As she checked more into the situation, she realized someone had changed the bank account from the restaurant's local Hancock Whitney account to unknown Bank of America account in Atlanta. It was made worse by Uber's reliance on online communication with rare human contact, to the point that the bakery's local Uber Eats reps didn't respond to a single message. Starting last Monday, multiple frantic calls and emails to Uber Eats local rep went unanswered. People that London Henry had spoke through Uber Eats 1-800 number couldn't get to the bottom of the problem. See, that's fucking scary. Like, you're owed all this money, let's say $5,000, and like, oh, we can't figure it out. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, let's face it, most restaurant owners don't make a ton of money unless you're like multiple locations. I'm like, it's a living. It's a job, really, if you think about it. And of course, you probably, when you retire, you can sell it and, retire on that. But it's not like they're making bank.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Nearby small businesses also expressed concern there is no local data for apps like DoorDash and Uber Eats. National studies have found, though, that food delivery apps have seen a 41% increase since the pandemic. Online food ordering now accounts for roughly 40% of restaurant sales. That's so much.
Right.
It says for a small family-owned business, losing that revenue felt like catastrophic. So,
absolutely.
So blah, blah, blah. They finally got a hold of somebody, but let me go back. See. So they said that after investigation over the weekend, Uber believes that the business was the victim of a phishing scam and that someone had likely given the account credentials to a hacker. But that doesn't seem right, because there's so many things you have to do to get that information changed.
Well, that's what that's what it is for you and I. We don't know what the platform is for them.
Well, it says merchants have a responsibility to protect their logins and credentials. By the end of the day, blah, 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 someone had transferred. He says the owners are baffled by that because it's only two of them that know the credentials. He wonders if someone hacked into the New Orleans Uber Eats system and targeted its business, because unlike other delivery services, which are more lax about account protection, Uber's own procedures do not allow merchants to hop online and make the kind of changes that the hacker made. We have to validate our identities and make those changes by phone with someone from Uber. So they're saying they got to call in to even make any kind of banking changes. So
somebody made a phone call
and acted like them.
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't think it was a phishing scam, because the phishing scam is like, click on this link, right? And you go in there and do all that stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that Uber, said, no, sorry, it's your fault. So I don't know if they're going to get that money back or not.
But how can it be Uber's fault? If there's no way for them to change it themselves in the app, then it's not their fault.
Exactly.
It's got to be Uber's app.
It's got to be Uber's app.
Uber's fault. Yeah.
Yeah. You have, according to them, you have to call in to get all that stuff changed. Like, that's to me, that's like, we can change our stuff online and then it's relatively easy, but if they got to call in, fucking Uber app fucked up, but they don't want to take, they don't want to.
They better take it's $10,000.
Yeah, and for somebody that's a small business like that, like it could shut them down.
Oh yeah, it would.
So, well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Steve, I know you're not on here, but I so appreciate when you send people over. I love to see Tony on here. Actually, it was funny. earlier this week, Tony commented on our latest episode on YouTube. He probably has YouTube Premium, so you can actually listen to stuff online without getting interrupted and put your phone dark. He said, "Hey, I'm listening to this Monday morning," so that was super cool for her to comment on our latest episode. But yeah, thank you, Steve, for bringing in, and thanks for the super chat. We super appreciate that. And
always.
Jesper's gonna be gone next week, so we're gonna have Larry on. I know I had messaged Steve, and it's so funny. He didn't message me back for like a week, and I was like, okay, he's busy, whatever. I'll just ask Larry. And then tonight he's like, hey, let me know if you want to come on. So probably not this time, Steve, but I appreciate you still being able to do that. Come on.
Absolutely.
But Jesper, enjoy the sunshine next week.
Thank you, and happy holidays to all the listeners.
Yes.
Since this will be the last show. Are we still doing something fancy?
I don't know. What are we going to do?
We'll figure it out. Well, we talked about, reposting a couple of the older episodes, but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But so yeah, next week will be our last episode for 2024 as far as live goes. There might be some 2023. Thank you. I've already jumped a year. It's because I'm dehydrated. But as always, guys, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road.
Good night.
Good night.
This podcast is produced and edited by Hey Guys Media Group. Want to start a podcast? Check out heyguysmediagroup.com.